Hey y'all, how you been doing? I love you and Creator does too. Um, I get lost a lot. I mean, not on purpose or anything, but now that I think about it, I get lost quite a bit. And I think maybe there's reasons for that. I think maybe one reason is that it's a time for Creator to teach me something. It's also a time for Creator to have me all to himself, right? I'm supposed to be so many places all the time, doing so many wonderful things, that in those moments, I'm sort of all alone with God. I think the other reason I might get lost a lot is because it is a reminder to me to be completely dependent on the Creator, to trust Creator. And even when I think I have it all together, when you're lost, there's sort of a helplessness, right? That you have to trust Creator to help you out, help you get found. But one time I was lost, and I'm usually only lost in really big cities. Like I travel all the time, and sometimes these big cities have such fast traffic and so many turns and twists and all of these things. And so it's usually only in urban areas, which I'm not all that fond of. I love urban areas and I love urban people, but driving in them is a challenge for me. So one of the times I was lost, notice how I say one of them, right? One of the times I was lost, what I learned was this. I was driving and I was having a great time and I was heading to perform at a venue and I was excited to go and I wanted to be there and I was just, but I've gotten to the point in my life that if I drive myself in an urban area, I even allow time to be lost. I actually, and I'm not talking about Indian time either. I'm talking about I actually allow myself an opportunity, like an extra few minutes, just in case I get lost. Okay, so I was even with the extra time, I was still kind of pushing it because I had to get dressed and get my hair fixed and all those things and prepare to sing and to share with these beautiful people. So I'm driving and I'm really getting nervous a little bit. And I pull over and I pray and I look at the directions and I realize something. The road I'm on has two parts. It has an east part and it has a west part. And I am on the right road, but I'm going in the wrong direction. Oh snap, that'll preach. That'll preach right there. It will. It will. Because I was on the right road, but I was going in the wrong direction. Well, what do you do when you're going in the wrong direction? You stop and you turn around. People make a really big deal out of this in life. They say that repentance has to be this big dramatic thing and much tears and lots of drama to go with it, when really all it has to do is to be truly sorry for the path that you're on that's the wrong direction, and to stop what you're doing and turn around and go a different way. So I turned around and I went a different way. And guess what? I got where I was going. Now, how about you? See, I think you can be on the right path and going in the right direction. I was never not on the right street. I was just going the wrong way. And so I thought I was lost, but it wasn't all that hard to get found once I started heading in the right direction. I think some of us have to take inventory every so often about our gifts and our talents. I believe God gives gifts, and the gifts of God are without reproach. That's why sometimes you'll be listening to a awards ceremony, right? And someone will get up and they have literally made a song about drinking and smoking and drugs and twerking, and they will say, "I'd like to thank God." And you think, what? What? What does God have to do with that mess? But you know what? They're right. God gave them a gift. God gives gifts. He gives talents. I mean, I think about my daddy. He came up using an outhouse. And yet God gave me a pretty face and a pretty voice. And I'm a Harvard graduate with a Jaguar. Not because I deserve it. Not because I earned it or was better than anybody else. It's because God gave me gifts and talents. And people helped me to use them wisely and well to move forward in life. So, what about gifts and talents? Well, you can have a gift and be on the absolutely right path, but going in the wrong direction with that gift. A gift will make room for you. It'll bring you before great people. It'll open doors for you, and it'll give you opportunities. I can't tell you how many programs in life I wasn't supposed to be on until somebody heard me sing, and then they made room for me. There's places I go now, and I'm going to go sit at the back and listen to the speaker. And somebody will say, "Oh, I see Dr. Dawn over there. Our songbird, come up here and sing us one." And suddenly, there I am. Your gifts will make room for you. You have gifts because everybody does, because there's no respect of persons with the Creator. So everyone has gifts, wonderful talents, wonderful abilities. Okay. But if you're going down a path, we have to make sure that we're taking those gifts in the right direction. Very important. So that time I was lost, I'll probably come back shortly and tell you about another time I was lost. But that particular time that I was lost, that one, here's what I learned. I learned that it's really important to be on the right path. Got to start with that. So if you've got a gift, I strongly encourage you to use it wisely. Improve your gift. If you can sing, practice your singing. Get good at singing. If you can do something artistic, practice it. Take lessons. Develop it. Develop that gift. Increase that gift. Use that gift. Be a good steward of your gifts and talents. Choose where you use your gift. You know, years ago, I realized something. I could sing any place I want. And I could probably sing any kind of music I wanted to. And that's because God gives us free will, but He also gives gifts. And just like Christmas Day, that's your gift. If I walked up to you and I said, "Here's $50 because I love you, and I just love you, and I want to give you $50. You know what? You could use that $50. You could drink it up. You could take it to the casino and gamble it, fritter it away. You could throw it in the bushes. Or you could buy some educational materials. Or you could buy food for your family. Or you could buy something that you need. But it really wouldn't be up to me, because I gave you a gift. I put the $50 in your hand and I said, "I love you, I 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 love you. Enjoy." Well, how do we use our gifts? Because the gift is the path that we're on, right? Remember the street? I was on the right street, but I was going where? In the wrong direction. What direction are you going in with your gifts? We have to be good stewards of our gifts. You know, right place, right time, right audience, right use. Those things are very precious. But there's one other thing I learned while being lost. And you know what? I'm making it sound like I was lost for years and eons, right? I was just lost eternally. And I wasn't really lost all that long. But I was pretty panicked while I was lost. I was pretty worried while I was lost. Oh, yeah. And you know what? The battery in my phone. Y'all know how I am with phones. Lord Jesus, take the wheel. I have phone drama, just like, it's just part of my life. And so my phone wasn't working and charging right. And I was like, no, the battery's on 11%. And I'm lost and I don't know what to do. And I was on the right street the entire time. All I had to do was what? Turn around. Which brings me to the other lesson I learned while I was lost. Why is it really important that you go in the right direction? What does it matter? I mean, I've had people say that to me. I've had people say, what does it matter what I do? okay, here's what matters, and here's what I learned when I was lost and going the wrong direction, but on the right street. It matters that you go in the right direction. You know why, sweetheart? Because there are two kinds of people. One, there are people who are waiting for you. See, it was really important that I got turned around and went the right way. Why? Because a whole audience full of people was going to need to hear what I was supposed to sing and what I was supposed to say. And the longer I stayed lost, the longer they did too. Somebody needs your gift. Somebody is waiting on you. Somebody can't really get themselves together without you. Isn't that profound? There's somebody who needs you. I'm talking to you. I know, because it's easy. You know what it's easy to do? It's easy to put it off on somebody else. It's easy to say, well, they need you because you're on the TV or you're on the radio. Or they need them because they're a teacher. Or they need him because he's a chief or a councilman. Or they need her because she's doing this great thing or that great thing. No, they need you. They need your gifts. God is not frivolous. You know that? When he gives gifts away, he also gives assignments. God is so good and so kind that he doesn't just give gifts, he also gives assignments. See, your gift is for something. Your gift makes room for you and brings you before great people. It also opens doors and opportunities for you. And not just for you. The people that were waiting on me, the people that were waiting at the end of that venue while I was off being lost somewhere, on the right street, but going the wrong direction, right? Yeah, see, I just tell the dumb stuff I do. Other people act like they don't do nothing dumb, but I do, and I just tell it. But I think that's why Creator likes me so much, is that I bring him amusement and merriment as well. But I think what happens is that we forget that our gift is not just for us. I don't listen to me sing. I don't. Now, sometimes I do preach to myself. I do motivationally speak to myself sometimes. But I do not have, really, your gift is always for somebody else. It's for somebody else to be encouraged, somebody else to be educated, somebody else to be uplifted, somebody else to be helped, somebody else to be comforted, somebody else to be blessed. So that gift that you have, the longer you're going in the wrong direction, the people who are waiting on you and your gift are going without. If I'd have never showed up at that venue that night because I'd have just stayed lost going in the wrong direction on the right road, there's a whole audience full of people who wouldn't have learned or grown or heard or whatever they were supposed to do from what I was supposed to bring to that place. So a really important reason why you need to go in the right direction with the gifts and talents and on the path that Creator has given you is because you have an assignment. You have something to do. Every person is given something to do that shows how great Creator is. Every person. All of us. Everyone. Every person is given something to do that can make this world, the world around them, the community they live in, their family, their tribe, their nation, their state, their country, their place of business, their house, their friends, their circle, a better place. And if you're going in the wrong direction, guess where you're not? With the folks that are waiting on you. Somebody needs what you know. Somebody needs what you have to say. Somebody needs to see what you can do. Somebody needs you. But there's another group of people. First group is the people who are waiting on you and your gift to get there. That's why you need to turn around and go in the right direction. But there are people who are following you. And I don't mean that in a crazy stalker weirdo way. I mean there are people who are watching your life and following after you. Now, those of you who are parents or grandparents or older siblings, or perhaps you're a leader in your community or maybe a school teacher, it's very obvious sometimes that people are following you. But somebody's following everybody. Someone is following your life. Someone is watching where you go. Somebody will follow you there. This hit home for me because I was at an award ceremony and I was nominated for a very important award, and I was on the red carpet and the paparazzi was taking my picture, and I had makeup and my hair was fixed and everything was just lovely. And I noticed security out of the corner of my eye, and I do have really awesome security, and that's good. No scrubs. But I have awesome security. And I noticed security was kind of, usually I don't even know what happens because they're so good at what they do. Usually they just manage things and I never even know it happened. But I saw it out of the corner of my eye. And it was a lady trying to get my attention, a native lady. And she was just like, Honey Dawn, Dr. Dawn, Dr. Dawn. And I thought, well, my goodness, what's happening here? I mean, this is the red carpet. People are taking pictures. People are, And I said, that's all right. What does she want? And she came to the velvet rope barrier. And she pointed at her daughter, beautiful Aboriginal girl. And she said, she was you for Halloween. And it hit me right then and there. I mean, it was a joyous occasion. I was all dressed up. It was really lovely. But somebody is watching your life. Somebody is deciding how to live theirs by watching you live yours. And see, sometimes for folks like me, because I'm on TV and on the radio and even the modeling that I do and everything, I don't always see the audience. I don't always know who's watching. I mean, if I read the news, I read it to a camera and a studio full of people, or I'm on the street with my microphone and the press bus, or if I'm on my radio show, I'm in the studio. I don't really always know. Even with music, you're in the studio. You don't always know. So you don't always know who's watching your life, I don't know until something like that happens. So here I am on the red carpet at an awards ceremony, having a lovely time, having a wonderful time, all dressed up, everything wonderful, beautiful jewelry, beautiful hair, beautiful dress. The paparazzi is taking all these pictures. And this little woman is jumping up and down and trying to get my attention with all her heart. I mean, she wants to know what's happening. She wants to get my attention, and she's hollering and she's waving her arms and she's trying to get me to pay attention to her. And security, of course, is like, what is happening? And I say, fine, what is it? And when she comes up to that velvet rope, she says, she was you for Halloween. And there's this little bitty girl. This little beautiful Aboriginal girl. And she was me for Halloween. And I stood there with all my makeup and my hair, and I don't usually wear makeup, y'all know that. And I was having this beautiful time, and all of a sudden tears were coming down my face because I realized I was just so overcome. It mattered so much to me. I'm not recommending that y'all be just like me. No. But I'm saying it was humbling that she would want to be. So why do you have to turn around and go the right direction? If you're on the right path and go in the wrong direction, why does it matter what direction you go in? Because, my loves, somebody is watching your life. Somebody is following you on the path that you're on. Sometimes you wonder why you're called to go through certain things. Why it's always you that's got to stand up and do the right thing or be bold and brave and courageous or right or whatever. You know why? Because you can. But also because somebody else needs you to be. Somebody else is paying attention to you. Somebody else is watching your life. Somebody else is following you. So, I turn around I turned around. I turned around and went in the right direction. And I ended up at the venue. And I sang and I spoke and I had a beyond beautiful time. And so I just want you to know how much I love you, how much I believe in you, how much I believe in the gifts and talents that are in you. If you're on a good path and going in the right direction, well, good. That is beautiful. Stay the course. Fight the good fight of faith. I believe in you and what you're doing. But let's say you're not. Let's say you just ain't quite there yet. You're, I still believe in you. I still believe in you. Fight the good fight of faith. I still believe in you. I believe in you and what you can do. I believe that you are a marvelous, glorious creature and that you are a brave and courageous person. I believe that you have beauty and sacredness on the inside of you. I believe you have gifts and talents that the world needs. I believe you are an important and valuable soul. I believe you matter. I believe that about you. So, pause and calmly think about that. And learn something, my darling, from me being lost and getting found. I love you, and Creator does too.